Everybody, this is Jack with All Streets Gourmand. We're out here at the Disneyland Resort Esplanade, and we're here to cover something a little bit different than we normally do, which is a lot of the vlogosphere, present company included, is we're usually covering a lot of the events that are happening in the park, or we're hitting a lot of the seasonal items, and that's great. Really a wealth of information for you there. However, this time we really want to focus in on the premium dining or the specialty dining options that you have here available at the park, because that helps inform you on your next visit when you would like to hit those type of premium options and when those special occasions arise when you really do want to go and enjoy a meal here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from end to end, and we're going to go from corner to corner of the Disneyland Resort. Primarily the following areas: Disneyland, Disney California Adventure, and also the Disneyland Resort and the hotel area as well. There's premium options in each of those, so we're going to bring you a couple of hints and tricks for that. And again, all of that to make your stay that much more valuable. So come explore with us. Our first visit is over at Disney California Adventure, and the premium option here is really Carthay Circle. And what's really interesting about this restaurant and a bit of background is that this was part of the re-envisioned Buena Vista Street, which opened on June 15th, 2012. What changed here was the Carthay Circle Theater, which is a replica of the Disney Theater that premiered Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And this whole idea of Buena Vista Street and Carthay Circle was to give a sense of the golden age of Hollywood. So as you go into the restaurant, just really take a look at all of the stylings, the marble tile floors, the fresh flowers, the dark wood stained furniture. And I feel like once you're walking in, you're really getting a different type of experience here. And we do try to come at least once a year. And that's usually because they have different options. And this is another one from head chef Andrew Sutton, who curates the menu here. And so you're going to see a lot of the same theming as you do in the other premium dining options. And just so you know, our meals were over the course of a few visits. We started off always with the bread service here at Carthay Circle. This came with the Calabrian chili pine nut romesco butter. Just amazing. And you kind of see the touches from Chef Sutton. Also take your time with the cocktail menu. There are a lot of fun drinks, keeping on theme that this is meant to be that golden era of Hollywood, about that same time as Walt Disney was coming up. And so you'll see a lot of the drink options are following suit. So have a little fun there, read a little bit about each one, and make some selections. We had the rose petal soda, a Carthay martini gin, and a gin tonic with dill. And again, these reflect that golden age of Hollywood era. And for our starters, we went in on the squid blossom filled with braised short rib, the Mediterranean mussels and bay scallops. We couldn't pass up the spicy Thai lemongrass corn soup. That lemongrass really lends itself well to the corn soup. We had the grilled certified Angus ribeye. And we went for the seasonal dessert item. With Chef Sutton, you definitely want to try out anything seasonal because it might be the only time you ever get it. In this case, look at this beautiful concoction. This is called the Celebration of Summer's Best Melon. And this is a semifreddo, coconut lemongrass elixir. And beyond dessert, we had the other dessert, which is our Irish coffee. Now for our next visit, you're going to start to see a theme here, and this is the way we typically order at Carthay Circle. You definitely want to try some cocktails to start off the night, look for those seasonal items, and then also make sure that you're just looking out for any specials that might be on the menu, especially those that are usually apart from the standard. In this visit, we went in on the Carthay Manhattan and a Ginger Rogers cocktail. For our starters, now listen to this, a chicken wings al pastor with pineapple habanero, as delicious as it sounds. And actually one of the items that we see often enough here that we know that this is a staple is the Peruvian sashimi with hiramasa yellowtail. And I have to say, this is actually one of the best sashimis that you can get around. Just a really delicate sauce that comes along with it. And I do crave it every once in a while. It is harder to find outside of Sutton's purview. We also had the grilled prime hanger steak, the gargella pasta with blue lump crab basil pesto. And for desserts, we went in for the farmer market peach hand pie. Just a really fun reflection of summer and the stone fruits. And then we just had a nice cup of coffee. Now note, our visit was kind of close to closing, so it was a bit quiet. If you're wondering why it was looking a little empty, it was only because we kind of closed them down for the night. Maybe on purpose, who knows? Okay, the next one is a stalwart visit over at Disneyland. And really the premium dining option there in the Disneyland park is the Blue Bayou. And of course, this iconic location gives you access to eat right inside the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. And this one opened along with the ride in March 18th of 1967. So this location has been around. It's been a very famous spot to have food. And I know a lot of people that visit the parks, this is actually one of the ones they really try to hit up. So one of our recommendations for this is to make sure that you do get reservations very early. Blue Bayou is one of the harder ones to get into. And if not, if you can get there early enough, go put your name in at the very start of the day. Sometimes this might bear out for you. What we like about Blue Bayou and Pirates is this is one of the last touches from Walt Disney himself, predating his death. And so this is one of those areas that still have that charm from the Disney era. And it gives you that dining experience as if you were sitting in the glades at night with fireflies and the calm river flowing behind you. So this type of experience is carried over to a lot of other theme parks and a lot of other Disney parks. And that's this idea of being in the ride itself. And it really does help enhance the experience here. And so we're happy to go try this out. Now, where they were offering a prefix option for the 70th celebration, we just opted for some of the regular dinner fare. And that's because we wanted to try some of their more common dishes. So to start us off, being in New Orleans, we might as well go in for a hurricane and a mint julep, the duckhorn white wine. And what kind of New Orleans dinner is complete without some chicken gumbo? So we had that as a starter. Now here's where it kind of marks a difference in what we expected to get, because we all know that there should be more of a standard option at Blue Bayou, but they seem to have changed quite a bit. So we went for the market fish, which was capable and fine, and also the roasted chicken. However, we were looking forward to jambalaya and some of the other dishes that I think most of us have come to know at Blue Bayou over the years. So definitely check out the menu before you go if you are expecting that type of menu before you went. Maybe shame on us for not checking first, but we were not so thrilled that we weren't able to get those kind of standard options for a Blue Bayou experience. However, we made up for some of that with the brown butter banana upside down cake. And just overall, it was a fine meal, but again, we really wish we could have gotten those kind of standard options. All right, we're standing right outside Napa Rose, and they've gone through a lot of changes over the last 12 months. In fact, they were closed for the better part of a year, and what they're bringing back, and they've only just opened up a few weeks ago, so we can't really wait to try it. What we like to do is just show you a retrospective of our last experiences here as well, because bar none of all of the different resort premium dining experiences, this is one of the better ones. In the meantime, enjoy our retrospective as we kind of just cover a lot of the experiences, a lot of the dishes, so you know exactly what you're getting when you come to a place like Napa Rose. As we sit down here at Napa Rose and we do our overview, a lot of this again is a retrospective, and this is the pre-changes that are just very recent. And so we thought it was a good time to kind of look back on our experiences because we've had such great experiences at Napa Rose. And you're going to see when they had more of the a la carte menu along with the prefix. If you want a hint and something to do that we found to be actually a really good way of handling a prefix, if the person you're with is agreeable, is to actually just alternate the options along the prefix menu. So that way both of you can try out all of the different options down the line. We always start off with the bread service. We love the bread at Napa Rose because it offers a variety of different textures. And you can kind of see the playfulness of Chef Sutton, who of course leads this restaurant. We went for the Napa Passion drink. and I needed myself a coffee. And on this visit, we did definitely go in on the prefix vintner's table. Now, the vintner's table has been fairly common at the Napa Rose pre-changeover in 2026. So on the vintner's table, our first selection, and again alternating, is we had basically one item from each of the different options. And you can't go wrong at Napa Rose with their sauteed diver scallop. This one came with an avocado relish, sun gold tomato espuma. And the scallops can't be beat. This is one of those items, just like the sashimi yellowtail that Chef Sutton prepares. This one's always excellent. And another delicious one is the chicken chorizo stuffed wood-fired dates. This just comes together very well, very flavorful. Our second was the burrata ravioli caprese with summer tomato sauce and fresh basil. The raviolis actually come in seasonal flavors throughout the year. And if we haven't mentioned before, Chef Sutton definitely does a lot with different types of fowl, in this case, the duck confit. And you see that duck liver mousse. It's just an excellent way of combining the flavors of the duck. For our entrees, we went for the cedar planked Arctic char with chanterelle mushrooms, salsify, and lemon mussel broth. Just the flavors of the citrus that he really incorporates into the dishes along with the fish was just quite amazing. Next up, we had the heirloom pork loin Wellington with summer peaches and pistachios. This was well prepared, very delicious, and the pistachios and summer peaches really did punctuate the Wellington very nicely. And what's a meal without dessert? The Black Mission Fig Mia Fue. This was with honey mascarpone, whipped ganache, and fig sorbet. And it really reflects a lot of the California kitchen and the California style. Next up was the Madagascar chocolate cremeux, and this was with guava sorbet and coconut meringue. And again, we always have such a nice time at Napa Rose. It's just such a wonderful experience. And so if you want a premium dining experience, check out Napa Rose. So we are ending off here at the Disneyland Resort, right outside the Broken Spell Bar. And we did that for a reason. We wanted to show you that there is a future to premium dining here at the resort, where in the past, Steakhouse 55 used to be right here behind us for several decades and is no longer here. We would expect that they would have some new options in the future. So I know Broken Spell is a part of that as it evolves over the time. With that, we appreciate all of you for liking and subscribing to All Things All Streets Gourmand, and we hope that you found this video extremely helpful for your next visit. Make those reservations early because you know that's going to be key. So with that, we appreciate all of you, and we'll see you on the next one.